Hello and welcome to At Home with Mindy. We're doing a shopping haul today. If you haven't been here before, I am actually a mother to 5 adult children. I've also got 7 grandchildren, but only Connor and Yuki still live at home. They're nearly 22 and 23, so I thought I'd do a little bit of a chit chat first, because I haven't brought much in the way of frozen food. And what I did during the week, because I've actually got 2 freezers, I've got a 5-foot one and an under-counter one, I decided to put all of the vegetarian stuff into the under-counter one. She has so much still. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the other room where the freezer is actually kept and show you how much food she's still got. So 2 seconds. Right, this is inside one drawer. I can't tell whether I'm showing you or not because I can't see the screen now. But she has like 3 bags of the mint. She's still got a corn roast and pieces there. She's got, these are something my husband picked up when he was just getting bread. They were down to 20p. But she's still got all of this drawer, that one. There is some bits in there as well. Hopefully I am showing you. And this is the big freezer. I didn't want to look at the thickness of that ice. This definitely needs defrosting. I keep saying I want to do it. So we're running it down. Most of Yuki's food was only kept in one drawer, so I don't know how it's, I know the drawers were smaller, but that is smaller. So we'll go back into the kitchen. Right, that was the freezers. I don't know if you really saw because I didn't know how to flip the screen again. I've never tried doing it while it's switched on. But my husband decided to rip the kitchen apart just after Christmas. And then his sister phones up and says, oh, can you help with our kitchen? So instead of doing mine, he's gone to do hers during his spare time. One of the cabinets I've got hasn't actually got a worktop yet. That was recycled from the dining room and brought forward. But all of the stuff that was in the 5 cupboards is now in boxes. So even though I've been decluttering, because you'd have probably seen a lot of clutter on Connor's videos, it still looks just as bad because my husband can stick things in cupboards. I can't believe just how much he has put away. But anyway, we got rid of a 5-foot fridge because it kept freezing up at the back. Only really had drinks in it, so we thought we'll just have the one fridge because I think that was using quite a bit of electric doing that. So we've gone to just one fridge. That then broke, so we're borrowing a fridge. But right at the top you've got an ice box. So the fridge is good, but it's very small. You can't even get an iceberg lettuce in without having to cut it in half. So that's my little moan for today. We are going to do the haul now. But I'm going to have to... I'm going to see if I can. Nope, I don't know how to turn the screen. I'm going to have to stop you and actually reverse it that way. I'm not even sure where I'm supposed to be looking. But, right, so we went to 3 different shops. We did Tesco's first. I was incredibly happy with Tesco's, which is what I've actually put out along the counter bit. There's all our Tesco shopping. And I'll go through it in 2 seconds. And with Tesco's, it only came to £28.80, which is quite good, but I didn't buy much evening meals. Hang on, Rocky wants to go out. Then we went to Lidl's and I spent £20.77 there. But that includes Rocky's food. But when you see the Lidl's bit, you'll realise why I'm upset, because I don't think there was much there. And then we spent £9 in home bargains. But we'll do the Tesco's bit first. So I did come under budget, because I'm trying to keep to £60, and I wrote it down when I added them together. It's pennies under £60. Right, so first we'll start with, I've tightened the tripod up too much, I don't know how to loosen it now. There you go. First we went shopping Friday night, because Barry is doing his dad's shopping today, which is Saturday the 29th. So we went last night, so some of the stuff might have been broken into, which is including the rolls. But we brought 2 packs of the sliced rolls, and they were down to 47p. They still look fine even though it's the next morning. But we used up some burgers out the freezer, which is why that packet's nearly gone. We also brought bagels, or another thing that don't seem to go off on the date it says, but they were 26p. Before I freeze these, I am going to cut them in half and then put them back in the bag. Then I'll put them in the freezer and we can just have them when we want them. Oh, and Connor asked for these because I don't know if it's okay to mention other YouTubers, but I love watching Vanilla and Canilla, and she's always cooking these, and Connor says I fancy some, so we've brought 2 packets. I'm not sure now what he wanted to do with them, but they're always handy to have, because these are in date till they got 2 weeks on them, so not the longest, but they were 45p. I don't know how much the bananas are because I haven't looked, but there was 6, but one of them had a huge mark across, so I took that off before we brought them. But I thought I'd get some fruit. They don't always eat it, and then I have to like try and cook a pudding with it when it starts going wrinkly. But the oranges, the original price was ridiculous, but they were 59p, so I'm hoping they'll have those. And the Gala Apples were also 59p. I remember on the receipt it says you saved £1.10, but these are slightly bigger than the last lot of Gala Apples they did. And the little gems as well, they were 39p, but a little gem doesn't go far, so I picked up 2 packets. I'm not actually sure how I'm going to fit them in the fridge, because like I said, it's tiny. We've got a cucumber at 43. The salad tomatoes are nice and big, but they're not very ripe, which is a good thing and it's not, because they are nice and hard. They're 75p. And then I've picked up some cherry tomatoes, 48p. And I've only picked up 1 bag of peppers this week. They're 96 still. Then for carbohydrates, we've got 2 bags of pasta, because I'm completely out of pasta, and that's still 29p. And the potatoes were 91. They have a bag that's slightly cheaper and had a couple that looked like they'd be good for baked potatoes, but they were already sprouting, so we went for this. It's literally like 3 or 4p more, so we went for the 91p ones. I'm not actually sure what sort of, oh, Electra they're called, the brand, or the variety I should say. But Electra is a really good name because that's my granddaughter's, or one of them. Connor and Yuki were drinking fruit juice last year at the beginning, they were being really greedy. They'd take the whole 3-pack, or if I brought it by the litre, they were drinking the whole thing. They got sick of it in the end. But we've picked up the 3-packs. They're still 40p. So I've got 2 of the orange and 2 of the apple. And I'm hoping they're going to be sensible and just have 1 packet a day. 1 carton a day. My husband picked up the salmon paste and 2 chicken pastes. I think they're 29p-ish. We haven't had it for a long time, but I don't like the fish one. It's too smelly. We've also picked up 2 bags of... We've also picked up 2 bags of the 50p apples. Not apples, onions. Because we're nearly out. And because I'm going to defrost the freezer before it's empty, I'm going to stick everything into freezer bags. Because when I was going through all those boxes before, we've got 6 of these that are just sitting there. They're the ones that you can put your picnic in. They're silver lined. So I shall put everything in those. But, and I'm sort of thinking, before putting it away, I might try and bulk meal prep some of the stuff. So that's why I've got so many onions. If not, they will sit happily in the cupboard for like a month if you keep them nicely, sort of thing. The pasta, this is good to go with like just nuggets instead of having chips or that. But they're 34p. Still no noodles. We've got a bag of sugar at 65p. I don't want to pick it up because when we were packing it, I didn't know until I took it out of the bag that it's got a hole in it. But I'm sure that's because of how badly we packed our shopping. And I was going to ask the kids to try, the young adults, to try smoothies. I brought the fruit last week, didn't buy a yoghurt, so we've just got a 45p yoghurt just to see if they will make it. If not, I do know that I can use this to make donuts. Because I have tried it once. I picked up 2 starters, 34 or 35p. The strawberry jam is still 28p. Hubby goes, have we got any? It's like, I don't know. So at 28p you can just pick up one anyway. Tomato ketchup was 47. Don't need it just yet, but probably will by the end of the week. And we've picked up some cooking bacon. It looks like some of them are going to be strips, so you could use them in a sandwich. But we picked up 2 anyway. I will find something to use all of that with. And the only frozen bits I got in Tesco's, the crispy nuggets are still on, I don't know if it's still on offer, but with your club card they're £1.20. It's worth me putting them in the freezer because she does eat them. And then just the pound bag of sausages. I said I wanted to change, but I couldn't be bothered to say all that to Barry in the shop. But I want to get us better ones, really. But there's nothing in the reduced section for like sausages or anything. Tesco's are price matching the sriracha. That's what I call it. My kids know what I'm talking about when I call it sriracha. But that's price matched to $1.99. And Connor is out of that type. And I've been looking at this, and I keep walking past when it was $1.80. It's now $1.90. But I've never paid that much for 250 mils of oil. But I was watching School of Wok a couple of months ago, and he did say if you put sesame oil into anything, it will help it taste actual like Chinese. So I am hoping to do a bit more experimenting with our cooking and that. But when I'm buying the basics, I'm never going to be able to, I'm never going to get restaurant quality looking food, because I'm literally buying the basics to feed everybody. But that was Tesco's, and like I said, it came to £28.80, which is quite good. And altogether, the free shops is £59, and I think it looks like 18p. But I will put this to one side, get the Lidl's bit up for you. So I'm sorry it's going to be a long video again. Right, I've just changed all the stuff around and realised that I didn't say that we got 10 bottles of the 17p cola. That will last more than a week, but we tend to buy like 8, or sort of, we buy a lot because Yuki only drinks fizzy or sometimes squash. But we also picked up 6 pints of milk, £1.60, and 95p I think it was for the pepperoni slices. So Tesco's was good. That does help prove that it was good. Right, the Lidl's bit, it was mainly to get Rocky's food, which my husband normally buys like 2 bags, and it does last Rocky like a month, because each bag lasts him just over 2 weeks, which is why I don't tend to show it in the haul, because he goes out literally just for that and that's all he comes back with. But we picked up the cheesy curls, 95p for 10 packets. That's quite good. And that's the only other frozen food was whole green beans, 59p, not 95. I think it was 41 still for the custard creams. And he's picked up, I don't know how they're going through these so quickly, but he picked up 2 packets of the caramel bars. I'm just going to see if I can read the receipt without my glasses, because that's the Lidl's receipt. I don't know if that's focused enough so you can see the prices. Oh, they're 62p for the caramel bars. We picked up a classic barbecue. I always have to make sure it's not got honey in, because Yuki doesn't like anything with honey. She hasn't done for... I don't think she's ever really eaten honey. But it states vegan, so there can't be honey in it. That was 79, I'm sure. 78, sorry. Their coffee was 1.49. So everybody's put it up by 5p per 100 grams. So it's still 75p for 100 grams, same as Tesco's. But we didn't get coffee in Tesco's, and I don't think it's their fault, but when we brought the last ones, Connor ended up with a bit of bellyache, so I'm not sure if it's just the coffee, or we did drink a lot that week. We've also picked up 3 6-packs of just prawn cocktail flavour. They're 69p, because this flavour goes so quick when it does get in the house. And like I said last week, Yuki is really into crisps at the moment. So because of that, we've picked up some of the share bags. These are 150 grams. The little ones are about 16 to 17 grams. So this is like 8 packets in one go. She will get through that, but that's only 59p, so it's cheaper on my part. So between them, there's 2 salt and vinegar and 1 cheese puff. So I don't know who's having which ones, but this was the last one on the shelf. I normally like to pick up 3 to 4 of these, because they're only 17p. And Lidl's is the only place I know that does this one at that price, and it's really good. But we've picked that one up. we've picked up 2 Caesar salad dressings. And again, I didn't want to tell Barry at the time, these are 55p, but we have an unopened one in the cupboard. But he said he wants it in his sandwiches with the lettuce and all that, so it'll get eaten before it goes out of date. It's got till the end of November. And we did buy, in Aldi, we brought the 9p Christmas tree tortilla chips. Yuki said they're too dry. We haven't been able to get hold of dips. Lidl's had them. They're still 59p for 300 grams. So I've got Connor and Yuki a hot one each, so that they use the 9p crisps. I don't think they're going to have this one because neither of them like anything that's creamy. So I've got this one for me and Barry to try. Sour cream and chive dip. So it can't be too bad, I wouldn't have thought. A block of cheese at $1.79 for extra mature. My daughter's soy milk at 55. These are gorgeous. I don't know if you can see how small they are, because oh, that's my little finger now. They are tiny, but I really fancied them last week. We had a jar in the cupboard from Christmas. I ate half a jar in one day. Just you come to make a cup of coffee, stick a couple of these in my gob. So I love them. They're only 36p as well, so it's very low calorie for anybody that's saying, oh, yeah, it's better to eat that than a biscuit. And these, I don't know if Lidl's got confused and thought, oh, the 28th, so it's the end of the month, because that's February. But it's the 1st of February on here, and they've already reduced it by 30%. So it worked out as £3 for, you may as well just say, a kilo of pork chops. I normally get loin ones because I don't like deboning them, but the bone does look nice and thin. So I'm going to do something with those. And then this is the one that Rocky likes it. It's the moist and meaty chunks. They are quite large chunks, but he can cope even though he's quite a small dog. It's 3 kilos and it's only $2.69, but I like it because dry dog food makes him fart. This one doesn't. That's the only way I can put it. He's tried High Life, but I don't like walking past the bowl because it smells funny. So this one, he's been eating fine, and there's no bad smells from the other end. Sorry if that's too graphic, but like I said, that does last him over 2 weeks because he's quite a small dog. He's a jug, which is a Jack Russell and Pug cross. So that was Lidl's, and like I said, £20 and 77p I think it was. Then we've got Home Bargains because I wanted more loo rolls. So 1 second. Right, I forgot to say, with the crisps, we're not eating them all in 1 week. We still have crisps from last week, just not prawn cocktail. And I know what we've got won't last a week. I know it looks like I'm only feeding Yuki and Connor crisps, but there is plenty still left. But anyway, in Home Bargains, we wanted more toilet rolls because last week we only got hold of a 9-pack. And we've got 4 left, plus what's left on the holders. But that is not enough for a next week. Not with 4 adults and all that, you know, visitors. So I wanted the 18-pack just because it feels better when you know you've got spare on the shelf, because no one wants to run out of loo rolls. And they're £4.29. Was that 39? 29. Picked up some washing up sponges for 49p. These tunas, we've had them a long time ago, but they are lovely. They're only $1.39, but that little tin there is enough to do quite a good size bread roll. So we like them, and for me that's enough for a baked potato. We've also picked up some Ziploc bags. These were the largest we could find, 23 by 25 centimetres. I'm hoping that'll be big enough to put a meal into, or like leftovers for the freezer. We didn't need cereal just yet because they've not eaten everything, but I thought if I get one different cereal a week, hopefully they'll remember to have, I don't care what time of day this is eaten, but when they want snacks, I'm like, can't you have a bowl of cereal? So the Kellogg's strawberry and white chocolate, I know is expensive because I've seen it on Tesco's reduced shelf, and it's like, I'm still not paying over £2, but it's in date. That's the production date. This is the best before date. It's in date till the 1st of April. They're doing it at £1. But Yuki did have a bowl this morning, but that's what it looks like, just pale pink. She said they're okay, but it says 16 bowls, but I don't care if it doesn't do that many because it's healthy-ish. And the other thing we didn't buy washing up liquid because I sent my husband out a couple of days ago because I was out again. So he did buy me these during the week. They were, I think it's 89p or 2 for £1. So we did buy it, but just not in this haul. And the other thing I did buy, because I'm going to try and be more conscious this year, because a lot of people think I don't support Yuki in being a vegetarian because I buy caged eggs. But I could afford it this week, but I don't know if I'll be able to support it every week. Because like I said, she doesn't eat eggs. When we buy the 15, we don't always get through them all. So, I don't know. But I thought their 10 pack was 99p. But it turns out it's in the same sort of box, but they're not free range. So I have picked up free range. It was $1.75, which is like 50 something p more than I'd normally pay. But I'm going to give it a try. Don't know if I'll be able to taste the difference, but as long as I can afford it, I will start giving it a go. But I think it is going to take a while before it actually gets into my head to pick up the right ones. Because they had a 6-pack, but that was 79p, which worked out as if you picked up 2 of those was 160. So for an extra 15p, we've got 3 more eggs. But yeah, I have fallen for the free range bit. Yeah, I don't want to moan about eggs, but I will try my best. It's hard when the daughter's not actually bothered about it because it's not something she eats. But then she's not bothered that me and the rest of the family still eat meat either, so. Anyway, this little bit came to £9.61. I won't show you the receipt because there is some bits on here that weren't for me. They're for a different family member somewhere else. So in total, literally just under 60 quid this week. And I'm sorry for moaning about the silly little eggs. But yeah, hopefully the beginning bit, which I couldn't see, didn't come out too badly. But yeah, I shall see you next time. Probably on one of the meal of the week videos. Bye bye.